A land rights pioneer from the Northern Territory has disputed claims more than 80% of Aboriginal people support a voice to Parliament. Helen Secretary has told Sky News she would be voting no at next month's referendum, saying that her people actually want a treaty, not a voice. And a warning, this story contains the images of Aboriginal people who are deceased.
This small coastal community in Darwin's northern suburbs is home to one of the most pivotal moments in the Northern Territory's land rights movement. In 1979, after years of lobbying, Chief Minister Paul Everingham granted a Crown lease in perpetuity to the Gwawa Daraniki Association over the Kalaluk community.
We have created housing, nursing home and a licensed interest on our land to create funding to move forward instead of asking for government handout.
As the nation prepares to vote at a referendum, the association's chair, Helen Secretary, says she doesn't support an Indigenous voice to Parliament.
I think it's wrong. We have already got senators. We have Indigenous parliamentarians that have been sitting in Parliament that are supposed to be our voice.
The Larrakia and Tiwi woman also disputed claims made by the Prime Minister and others that more than 80% of Aboriginal Australians support the voice.
That's their views, but I can tell you a majority of Indigenous people, and that's why they don't really want to include the Northern Territory, because a lot of them don't understand this and they are continuing to ask for a treaty.
Helen Secretary says the key to improving the lives of Aboriginal people is greater economic development. She says that can come through having greater control over their own affairs.
If the federal government wants a voice, talk to the different tribes that live on country on what their dreams of creating economic development. Work with them, give them a treaty. They are their own voice.
While other advocates of a treaty, including Independent Senator Lydia Thorpe, say this should include financial compensation, Helen Secretary says she's not interested in reparations.
My kids work for their money. They don't say because I'm Indigenous, I want everything. I want rent, I want compensation. We work for our money.
As the daughter of an Aboriginal mother and Greek father, she worries the referendum is driving Australians apart.
We should be a proud country, a multicultural country, and be proud as Australians, not divide.
Matt Cunningham, Sky News, Darwin.